Auditors are required to obtain an understanding of internal control relevant to audit and identifying and assessing the risk of effectiveness and risk of material misstatement. During the course of the audit of ABC, you are observed that a significant deficiency exists in the internal control system, and you want to ascertain the same. Elicit the various indicators of significant deficiencies, which will help you to assessing the efficiency of internal control system of the organization. So usually internal control you want to verify, and if there is a deficiency, you need to report to the management as per standard of auditing 265, communicating deficiencies in internal control to those charged with governance and management. And indicates indicator of significant deficiency in internal control includes what are that include deficiency evidence in ineffective aspect of control in environment, such as indication that significant data transaction in which management is financially interested are not being appropriately scrutinized by those charged with governance. So you are showing some indication. What is the indication? Some transactions. What kind of transaction is a significant transaction? And it's which transaction is to be scrutinized by those charged with governance, but the management interested persons are doing the transaction, and those who charge with the governance are not seeing this transaction. This evidence states so some kind of mistake may occur, you should see through it, or if that is happening you need to show some evidence. Identification of management fraud, whether or not material, that were not prevented by the entity's internal control. As per the internal control, fraud should be detected and prevented. If the fraud is material or not, it's not the matter. But if you find a fraud, you need to report to the management. Management failure to implement appropriate remedial action, significant deficiencies in previous communications. I have already reported you the fraud. That fraud and that deficiencies, you have not taken action, and that deficiency is pertaining right now too. So such kind of deficiency also you can say. Absent of risk assessment process within the entity where such a process would ordinarily be expected to have been established. Management should have the internal control system, that control system to detect fraud and prevent fraud. If that system is not working properly, or if they have not established a system, you should say, hey, why you are not establishing a system? You should mention it. Evidence of an ineffective equity risk assessment process, such as management failure to identify the risk of material misstatement that auditor would expect the entity's risk assessment process to have identified. So it is the responsibility of the management, the responsibility of the management to reduce the risk. If they have not done the work, you need to identify and report to them. Evidence of ineffective response to identified significant risks. Example of absence of control over such risk. So I have found the evidence of some fraud or material misstatement, and I have said to you, but you are not taking step over it. Inefficiency respond to it. I have given in my report, and you are not reporting back to me. For the past 5 years, there is a report which stay in this way. This report. This is the query. You have not respond to a query. Such a way you can say. Misstatement detected by the auditor proceeding that are not prevented and that are not detected that are not corrected by the entity's internal control. Same thing. They are uncorrected. Disclosure of material misstatement due to error or fraud as prior period item in the current year statement of profit and loss account. You have found in the current year profit and loss account of and loss account some fraud or error or in the prior period in the current system. So prior period something happened, but current year we are saying that, but it is a material misstatement. You have disclosed that, but they have not properly responding it, or you need to disclose it. That's it. You they are not doing it properly. You can put in a report. Evidence of the management inability to oversee the preparation of financial statement. When you are communicating to those charged with governance, you can say, "Sir, I have disclosed it, and this management is not doing the work properly. They have no ability to oversee or protect the assets." So these are the times I have given. Such a way you can give in. You can communicate to those charged with governance.